are no internet ship inter Washington people, listen up. This is really fucking big. There are no international ships at the shipping ports in Seattle right now, and the last one is scheduled for the 29th. That means that major supply chain issues are gonna start happening really fucking soon and really fast. Basics, household items, things that we buy every day that are from international areas, China, Canada, Mexico, Central America, like we get all over Asia, just we get so much stuff, Europe too, from other countries, and we are seeing no international ships. Shelves are going to empty, and we aren't going to be able to get those things back very quickly. And prices are going to go up like crazy. And small businesses, large businesses, all sorts of people that rely on imports and exports are going to see huge changes, and not for the better, really soon. So if there's some essentials that you need, get those. But also remember, shop local, support your community, support your neighbors. And if you need to give money to somebody to get something, support the people in this area that need it during this time, because this is going to hit us financially so hard. Like the consequences are hard to even like picture. It's so huge. So prepare as you need to.
Shalom, shalom, Israel, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. First off, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing his word in truth with truth and sincerity, especially now risk your lives to do so. May you be of the elect. Shalom to all the Akim and Aquath out there listening and learning. You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, who are the true children of Israel, as well as you speckled bird, Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like, act like, and take on the customs of all these heathen nations. So to you I say Shalom. This lesson is brought to you by the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of our Father, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites. Baha Hashem meaning in the name. And Yahweh Shai being the only begotten son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls by the name of JC. All right, and as you saw from the video clip, all right, the woman, right, was in somewhat panic state, talking about the shipping yard in Seattle. All right, but also there's a problem over in California with their shipping docks. All right, problem being there ain't no product coming in. There's a lot of these ships, these containment ships, are pretty much just still in bay or further out in the waters, all right, to await further orders if they should come in or not go in, all right, because you got to remember what's been happening. Trump been putting these tariffs out for all these other countries. I believe he made it 90 days for a lot of the countries, and as far as who had the most tariffs, Trump sanctioned China to have the biggest tariff. Well, here's the problem with that. A lot of the product that comes into Babylon the Great, aka Rome 2.0, aka America, is from China. Right? The Moabites bring in a lot of product to America. Okay? Which is retarded, because when you think about it, if you have somebody that you're making deals with, you might want to be their friend. You want to continue befriending this person, or this organization. You don't want to cause waves. You don't want to make enemies. Well, America proud as fuck as always. This is what they do. They promise a thing and they lie. They backtrack. Because America's always had this pride, this boast about them, right? That they can, nothing can be done to them. They're the biggest and the baddest of all. Did not Rome feel the same way? Did not Rome rule in that same manner? Okay? But nonetheless, sticking to the topic, The lady was talking about, all right, the shipment yard. No shipment containers. One typical shipment container, all right, can hold $1 million plus worth of product. What is a shipment container, Dawaga? A shipment container is those metal boxes that you see on the back of a train. When you see those trains go by, a lot of times it's got graffiti on it and whatnot. Those containers hold product, lots of product, going to all different places within the United States, within around the world. All right, by way of railroad tracks. Even using airwaves, right? Using your commercial airlines. All right, there's what they call DG, dangerous goods and whatnot, that are actually on the bottom. Like when you get on a plane and you go sit down, that floorboard where your feet are, underneath that, there's a lot of product underneath that, right? That gets shipped out. Also by way of, standard trucks, all right? Which leads to the point me saying, with these shipment containers not coming in, okay, that means no product coming in. That means no product going to these businesses. And if there's no product going to these businesses, the owners are losing money. And if the owners are losing money, they're going to start doing cuts, all right? Basically, getting rid of staff, getting rid of workers, okay? And once they start getting rid of workers because there's no product coming in, eventually that store will close. And if that store closes, more people are going to lose their jobs, eventually having to get unemployment, if there's even unemployment. And if there's no unemployment, these people are going to take it to themselves, okay? They're going to take it to themselves to get money how they need to get it, get food in their belly how they can get it, get a roof over their head however they can get it. Leading to what? All out chaos. Why? This is why. This is the name of the title of this lesson. The merchant city will suffer dearth. What is dearth, the wild guy? Definition of dearth: a scarcity or lack of something. Similar words being lack, scarcity, shortage, shortfall, a want, insufficiency, deficiency, inadequacy, meagerness, paucity, scantiness, uncommonness, destitution, privation, famine, drought, poverty, absence, non existence. You get the point. All right? The merchant city, which is America, will suffer dearth. Okay? Let's get it. This is Revelation 17. I'm going to read 16 through 18. It says, "In the 10 horns, those 10 horns being basically NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, okay? And the EU being the European Union, okay? The 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, okay? And the beast, again, that's NATO. These shall hate the whore being America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire," because eventually that's what's coming. Man, what you talking about, the wild guy? America is going to be burned with nuclear fire. We've been telling y'all and telling y'all and telling y'all. Okay? This place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Verse 17, it says, "For the Most High hath put in their hearts," right, their minds, "to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast," unto NATO, "unto the words of the Most High," until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So when people say God is all good, man, the Lord can make somebody go up and delete your ass, man. The Lord is the one who controls all things, on the right hand side and the left hand side. Okay? He does what he wants. You got to remember, we are his creations. When you got toys, don't you have some to be good guys and some to be bad guys? Think of it in that sense. The Most High is the God of all. Okay, He could do what He wants, and that's exactly what He did. He put spirit in these people to join up in this NATO group. All right, to be like a giant fucking Voltron or Transformer. All right, really Voltron. Voltron. I said that because it was a cartoon back in my day when it was multiple, robot good guys, so to say, but they would all come together and be as one and be Voltron, right? The biggest, the baddest, you know. That's like that was your 911 right there. You got Voltron together, right? All the robots come together and be as one, all right? But that's what happened, right? The Lord got all these nations to join up together, creating NATO, okay, and along with the EU, the European Union, all right. That's what made the beast, okay. Verse 17 again, it says, "For the Most High put it in their hearts, right, in their minds, to fulfill His will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest, that's America, which thou sawest, is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Who? I mean, even on a basic level, who do you see that is basically on top of all nations? All the nations want to be like who? All the nations are running to live where? What nation has made all the nations follow after her ways, her customs? You see? That's America. Okay? This is Revelation. Let me get it. This is Revelation 18 chapter. All right. Entitled Babylon is Fallen. America is falling, right? Not yet, but it's getting to its knees at this point. Right? It says, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen." Again, this time is coming. But eventually, that's going to be the case. It's going to be done. It's going to fall completely. All right? "And is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." How? Because of all the shipments. All right, America making deals with all these nations and doing trades back and forth. All right, but now they're to the point where all the nations are like, "Fuck America, man. I'm fucking tired of America. I'm tired of the American government. Look what they've done to everything." That's what we get for following after them. Now we have shame. Now we have, we have such resentment towards America. That's how these nations feel, man. All right, they've been doing all this with America, following after her ways, her doctrines, her philosophies, her religious practices. Okay, anything and everything to be like unto America, and now they tired of it. Okay, verse 4, Babylon's iniquities, America's iniquities, right? It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people." My people being who? The Negroes, the Hispanics, the Native and Seminole Indians, the Israelites. All right, come out of her, get out of her ways. All right, stop following after the ways of her customs, her ideology, her philosophies, her religious practices. All right, her YN, what you call generation, black culture. Okay, come out of these things, man. These are not the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave unto us. He gave you a title of who you are. You're an Israelite of whichever tribe you may come from, of the Israelites. Okay, we're nothing else but that. Okay, it says, "Come Salakia, Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." Because if you don't come out, right, this is that warning. That's why the men of the Lord on the highways and hedges telling y'all, okay, come out of her. This is what Yahweh Shai Shai has said. All right, come back to us, or you gonna be partaking of her plagues, man. You're gonna be burnt up with this bitch. All right, you're gonna suffer that dearth with her because you chose to continue in the ways of Esau. All right, verse 5, it says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double." So everything America has done to us Israelites, the Lord said, do unto her double. America, okay? "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously," again, Merchant City, all right? Living off the sweat, blood, and tears of the Israelites who did all this work, just like back in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh living deliciously off of us because we were doing all the work, okay? And lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her meaning America, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And then you can see that. You can see that's the pride, that's the motto of America, man. America think nobody ever gonna come against her, nobody ever gonna take her down. All right, she's the best country in the whole world. All the countries want to be like her, right? Why would she see widowhood? Why would she see sorrow? You see? And after time and time and time of this proud behavior, you become boastful. All right, you start feeling like your shit don't stink. That's America, right? What's the saying? The few, Slack it. What is it? The home of the brave, home of the free. I forget how that shit go. We don't embrace the ways of America anymore. So I forget how that saying go. But you know how America is. Home of the free, home of the brave, whatever the fuck. The home of the destroyed is what it's gonna be, right? Home of the fucking ashes. Revelation 18 and 8. "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judges her." One day, this bitch is gonna die, man. 500 years of creation, 1 hour to destroy it, 1 day to destroy this place, man. Babylon's destruction, verse 9. "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her," because of all the back and forth trading, all right, especially with having Israelites in their captivity doing the work. "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her." Why they gonna be doing all that, Duaga? Because she gonna be burnt the fuck up. And they go, "Oh no, America! Oh, all my relatives that flew and lived in America, all my friends in America, all." That's how these nations gonna be. Oh shit! Oh damn! Oh, because they gonna be able to see it from afar off. Yeah, buddy. All right, America gonna be a big ass fucking bonfire. All right, it says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city! For in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manners of vessels of precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city, that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Who else got fucked up like this? Right? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. You see that? And I can keep reading, but the point is made there. Let's keep going. I take great enjoyment knowing that this bitch is gonna fucking die. And if you're not on the same page, you're gonna die with her. Because that means you are with this place. That means you got that Lot wife spirit. You don't want to see a new heaven and a new earth. You don't want to see righteous judgment on earth. You want to stay in this wicked ass kingdom. Then fucking die with this kingdom. If you don't feel the same way that us men of the Lord feel. Those that came back to the statutes, laws, and commandments, the obedience of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. If you don't feel if you don't feel happiness that the Lord is coming back to fuck this place up, you in the wrong spirit. If you feel sorry for this place going down, you in the wrong spirit. But you're in the right spirit if you want to die. 2 Ezra 6, and I'm going to read 22 through 25. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation at the end of your world. Only ones that's going to escape are the elect. If you are not of the elect, you are not going to escape. Okay? But that is what's coming. These shipping decks, the shipping docks, this is only the beginning. Okay? This is only the beginning. This is still the green tree, everybody. But eventually, that last leaf is going to fall. Prepare for dearth. 2 Ezra 15, and I'm going to read 14 through 19. All right? This is the results of what's going to happen when again, these stores lose business, the people lose their jobs, they got no place to go, they got bills to pay, they got their children to feed, they need to keep a roof over their head. They're going to do what they got to do, right? Right. 2 Ezra 15, I'm going to read 14 through 19. Woe, woe meaning destruction. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. These people about to go all out ham in these streets, man. Blickies this and blickies that. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're gonna be running up in y'all shit, running up in each of everybody's stuff, grabbing what they can, and dipping out. On to the next. Everyone's gonna be raided some type of way, either by law enforcement or your neighbor. Okay, it's gonna be all out, man. Straight purge. Book of Eli, the road. This is what's coming. Y'all seen it on a really minuscule type setting. Look at it when the people get crazy, right? And it's like a blackout. What they do? They go to these stores, bust out the windows. It's like a fucking frenzy, man. Bunch of fucking niggers just running through, grabbing shit, and running out. In frenzy mode, man. Wait till the shit really hits the fucking fan. That frenzy is gonna be way more serious. It ain't gonna be just doing it just to do it, doing it out of fun. It's gonna be out of anger, out of destitute, out of panic, out of fear. Okay? It's gonna be a time like never been before. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? It might be martial law. It might be they want to go there, but it's too fucking dangerous, so they ain't going anyway. Okay? It's gonna be all kinds of reasons. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Yeah. Look at America. Super proud. Let me put tariffs on them. Let me put sanctions on them. Let me do this. Let me do that because I can do it because I'm motherfucking America. Yeehaw. Right? Because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Again, the panic that's coming. The chaos that will ensue. Not if, but when. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Again, make you going up in your shit, pulling out the blicky, tell you to run that. Give it up. Give it to me. Give me your wife too. Fuck you and your kids. Okay, that's what's coming. All right? And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See that? That's what's coming. These shipment containers, this is only the beginning of the problems. Give it a few weeks. Give it a month or two. We're going to see. Especially he talking about 90 days. Nigga, that's 3 months. 3 months of product not coming in. And that's just for them. And then one of the biggest commodities to be coming in, China, and you put the biggest tariff on them? Wow. Talk about prideful. America through. Whether you believe it or not. Lord willing, this was edifying. Giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing his word and truth, with truth and sincerity, especially now risk your lives to do so. May you be of the elect. Y'all better stay prayed up, repent. Abba, Kwam, Yasharallah, Shalom.